2, 1. Alright guys, this is the 10 things, and I always label things 10 things I wish I knew. Like, yo, I never count. So it could be 10, it could be 6, it could be 7, it could be 15, who knows. But these are some things I wish I knew before I got lock extensions. And then, you know what, and some things I'm happy I knew before I got lock extensions, because whew, Jesus Christ. Alright, first thing that I wish I knew before I got lock extensions was that the way to, like, okay, it's like that you cannot, okay, I'm gonna say this, but it basically rendered, having my hair in locks basically rendered other products that I had obsolete. Like, I no longer needed like certain things, because with, I'm not sure if it's true for regular locks, but with lock extensions, you are not supposed to be deep conditioning. So like I had like 55 deep conditioners that like now I can't use, and like other things like that, like oil masks and stuff like that. It's like, it's not a lock thing. So I had to then go out and buy new products that were basically geared towards locking, and I basically gave all the other ones to my boyfriend. So he wins, I lose, because he doesn't have to buy hair product for a while. It's number 1. We're apparently counting right now. Now, one thing that I'm glad I knew is that with the locks, I'm glad I knew that the locks were permanent, because some people think lock extensions are the same as faux locks, and no, they are not the same at all, and they are permanent. Of course, locks are permanent as well, but you could comb them out. But I'm letting you know that these are not going to be as easy to take out. Well, they're not going to be easy to take out, and that just, like, you got to be in it to win it if you're getting these, because they're not that easy to take out. So I'm glad I knew that, like, before. Okay, one more thing that I did, yo, I can't keep track. Something else that I'm glad I did know. I did watch videos, and I was very fortunate to watch one girl's video where she had explained to pay attention to your parting. So how this works is, however your hair is how you're able to part. So if you notice, like if I part here, where is this? I can't even figure this out. Oh, no. Okay. If I part here, I clearly have a part in the center of my head. Now, if I part over here, I have a side part. If I part over here, I have a different side part. And I was very adamant about like making sure my hair and my locks were able to part in the middle. I actually forgot until after they had already put one. They put one like, yo, it was like this, like honestly, if I was to like twist these two together, that one right here, like smack dab in the center of my head, which effectively would mean that I would never be able to do any hairstyle that required a side part. I mean a front middle part, which, like, if you have locks, you want every hairstyle to be accessible to you. Like, you want every hairstyle to be an option, because like your locks are so and I'm gonna say this and watch me just have the same hairstyles anyway, but they're so permanent, and like they're a permanent style that like when you try to get creative with them, you would want to have like here, like a part, or you want to change the part, or I might want to have, I don't know, a side back part, like whatever it is. You know what, look at me, I'm over here flipping it around and stuff like that. I would never did that with my wigs at all. So that was something I'm glad I found out. If you're not sure, or if you didn't think about that, just make sure. I don't care if you come with a dot here, or dot here, or dot here, and you're like, these are my 3 favorite parting positions. Make sure my locks interfere with that. Like, go with that. Another thing is the parts. I'm glad that I'm glad that I realized that it's same like as parting with braids. Like, but the difference is with box braids, you can get a bigger, like a bigger box braid, I want to say, than your actual hair part. With lock extensions, you cannot, because your hair is going to be growing out, and you would then eventually have like a really thick lock with a layer really thin, like it'd be thin, thick, thick, and it would not look copacetic. It wouldn't look great. So I'm happy that I was able to come to a healthy medium where I was able to get parts that had enough hair to support the lock extensions I was getting in. And then traditionally I had wanted the locks to be bigger, like thicker, and I think that these are pretty thick lock because already, because the people sort of made it seem like this was super thick, but I had wanted them to be a little bigger, thicker, and my hair naturally isn't thick, so it wouldn't have been able to support the lock. And I'm glad, instead of just taking my money and like being quiet like how other people might have wanted someone to be, they actually explained it to me. So that's something I'm glad I knew before, or I knew while I was getting the extensions. Another thing that I didn't know, I did not know that, number one, it's itchy. And like, I know you might think that's a little silly to not assume it's itchy, but as they're putting the gel in your hair to like to twist it, because after she finished doing that, then she did, of course, palm rolls with gel and whatever, the buildup of gel on my scalp was so itchy. After she palm rolled my hair, she had to legitimately, because I couldn't stop itching, she palm rolled my hair, and we went to the sink and we washed all the gel out, because I could not. I really just could not. It wasn't working for me. It didn't work. Like, I was just like, nah, I'm leaving fuzzy. Like, I don't care. Miraculously, I didn't leave fuzzy. The hair still stayed place, even though we had washed it. I mean, like, she scrubbed through and washed it. So I would have thought that, like, you know, I would have left with, like, fuzzier hair. But no, I still left with my edges laid and everything. They're not laid now, but I'm a 4C. Like, stop expecting my edges to be laid. A rant coming soon. So that happened. Another thing that I am happy about knowing, or like didn't know, who knows, man, is that my lock extensions can be cut. Like, they can be cut without unraveling. So I was under the impression that, you guys ever had like the faux lock extensions that when you cut it, the end sort of frays and then it starts unraveling, it starts looking very fake? I'm grateful, because part of my plan and part of the process, which I explained I think in a different video, is that I'm going to cut the hair as it grows. And if you notice, it's very like natural lock-esque, because they're not all the same length. But I'm going to be cutting the hair as it grows, and I'm happy and fortunate to know that that is an option. Like, even if right now I wanted to cut it to the original length I wanted, I could then do that without fear of it unraveling or something like that. So that's very helpful for me to know. Something I wish I knew is that when you have locks, people do look at you differently. And whether they think you follow like some other code, like I get asked more now if I'm like vegetarian, if I'm vegan. I get asked more now if I'm Jamaican. It's really, I don't know why, but it is really prevalent. And like, sometimes people look at me a little weird, like, or that's one thing. Another thing, that wearing locks is basically the equivalent to a fro, where I do work with children. As you guys know, I am a teacher at a middle school, and the kids like will touch, like, before saying, like, they'll be like, can I touch? And I'm like, oh my god. So it's a little weird getting poked and prodded at all day by younger kids especially, and like, they don't really understand what they're doing and how it could be like offensive. But like, I am a germaphobe when it comes to my hair, so I don't like anyone touching my hair. So like, it's annoying, and I really like thought I would have considered it. I might have gone for like a longer length, something that I could have just like, I guess I could still like put this up or something. But like, I just feel like when you put it up, it just encourages their hands to get a little closer to the scalp, closer to wherever, and like, I'd rather just not. Like, I'd rather just not. I think I've listed like 5 things. I cannot think of any more because I didn't have the hindsight to, oh my god, this itch. Yeah, I had to buy pomades and like anti-itch and like peppermint oil things to put in my scalp because this is itching me. Like, It's like a weave. Like, they always talk about pat your weave. Where's pat your locks? Pat your lock extensions, because they're itchy. And I don't know if my scalp is just ridiculous. Oh, and one more thing. My cousin, when she got her lock extensions, she actually is like, I don't know if any of you guys are tender-headed, but I've never been tender-headed because my mom always braided really hard, and so did my sister, and so did my cousin. But if you're tender-headed, you might need to like pop a Motrin or something before or leave before, because them pulling at your head for hours to then attach locks and things like that, depending on how many locks you have and other things, it might cause your head to hurt a lot. So you might have to deal with that and worry about that. But that's all for now, guys. If I think of anything else, I'll definitely make a part 2 to this. But thank you guys for rocking out with me, and you definitely will be seeing me, your girl Dessi J, a little bit later. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye.